Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 US Cruiser Pensacola. It has 10 main guns, 8 secondary guns, 47 AA guns, a top speed of 33 knots, total health 34,300. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase AA range, reduce flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift. And for my commander, situational awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, lower cooldown on damage control, and advanced firing training. We are on the map Hotspot, and I just captured E with the help of a friendly destroyer, and I'm going to try and follow and support him. Whenever I'm near the islands that separate the points, I like to call on my fighter in order to scout over the island to tell my team where the enemy are and where their general strategy will continue, whether they'll go towards sea or head out towards the open ocean to flank around the island. An enemy Sims has chosen the no man's land in between the points, and we open up and we do 7k damage. We cause incapacitation, forcing him to have to use damage control. He uses smoke. Don't blame him. You take 7k in one salvo, you're afraid you're going to die immediately. We are a little bit close to the island, so we need to adjust the heading of the ship. That means we're going to lose the front 2 guns, so we're only going to have access to the back 2 guns, and the Sims is flickering in and out of smoke. He is in a sandwich, 1 destroyer and 2 other friendly destroyers on the east side, really tightening their grasps on him and forcing him to be visible to the team. And they're landing great shots. They've done probably 4k damage to him, and we try and assist, but friendlies have already destroyed him. Now there's 2 enemies that are also moving into that no man's land, an enemy cruiser and an enemy battleship. The Mayhan, the destroyer that I assisted in capturing E, has chosen to use his torpedoes on the enemy cruiser, which is a logical choice, Spock. And he destroys the cruiser, which is awesome. Now he only has to deal with the enemy battleship, which is a Congo class battleship. The Congo is a tier 5 Japanese battleship, very fast. I don't have any intel on how experienced the captain is until right now, and it looks like he's running with the default hull. Most likely he doesn't have any upgrades, and the Mayhan is successful in sending out another set of torpedoes on the Congo, barely alive. We try to kill him off, but he's out healing the damage we're doing, unfortunately. And it looks like he's used damage control in some capacity. He's not taking tick damage from the flood or a fire. And this is just frustrating for the Mayhan. He did a fantastic job of doing tons of damage to the Congo, and he's probably going to die because the Congo has set him on fire. Most likely he has used damage control, and yep, Mayhan goes down. Mayhan did tons of work. Mayhan probably did 70k, 80k damage in torpedoes alone in the first 5 minutes of the game. I'm going to try and get the Congo as he's beached. We can see that he's kind of tracking the front of our ship. We set him on fire. This fire should stick. And we're just trying to out-damage any health that he healed before he can broadside us. It's very dangerous to be broadside with a battleship. They can penetrate at close range and destroy you. But our secondaries finish him off along with the fire. And we're able to move into D and try and capture it. Look at the scores. The enemy team has 1 more ship kill than we do. They also have 1 more extra carrier. So on Hotspot, generally having a lot of carriers is a negative because they usually get overrun very quickly and they die because they can't get out of the way and the spawns are so close. Well, they've gotten out of the way, and now they're a real threat. The carrier that spawned on the northwest side could be anywhere. He could be in A1, the extreme corner. He could be in the island chain in between the northwest and the northeast spawn. It's not really viable to go chasing. The objective right now for me is to capture D and try and move and run into any enemies as I go towards A, because the enemy's probably going to try and capture A. So we've captured D. We only see 4 enemy ships of the 8 currently, which is a little scary. Usually, you'll know more about what the enemy is doing strategically. We see that there's a torpedo bomber and 2 dive bombers going towards a friendly battleship, the New Mexico, at sea. Hopefully, he can repel and reduce the damage he will ultimately take from these attacks. A lot of times, you gotta commit 100% to ducking and dodging, or you're gonna take a lot of damage. And enemy New Mexico is sailing north at 50% life. We're gonna take full advantage of this. I have HE loaded, and I raise my elevation slightly to about halfway up the hull, so the HE will land most likely on the superstructure, because that's really where the damage comes from when you're firing HE against a battleship. And yep, we are taking out AA guns, we're taking out any module that is vulnerable to plunging fire and is on the deck. And he's going to get away. This island, unfortunately, is in the way, but we do get 4,700 right as he gets behind the island. We see that there's an enemy Nagato north of A, the Nagato Tier 7 Japanese battleship. She's alright, and he doesn't have the upgraded hull, because I can tell he doesn't have any hit points. The Nagato with the upgraded hull gets something like 15,000 hit points, something insane. It's an awesome upgrade, and you want to get it as soon as you can. He fires on us, but we're maneuvering. We are way more elusive than him, and we set fire to him with our first salvo. Fantastic. Now, nope, he's greedy. He used damage control on one fire. He's going to be immune to fire for 10 to 15 seconds, but then all the fires will stick for at least 45 seconds to a minute. However long it'll take his crew to put them out. That's a lot of damage that he can't mitigate. And that should be your #1 goal, and we do set a fire as a cruiser against a battleship. And again, he leads us too much. We're able to maneuver and avoid the shots. And I always try and pull back. I always try and be aware of my surroundings. I always try and maximize the potential damage I can sustain by avoiding the shot or angling it harshly so the round bounces harmlessly. And we've got at least 2 fires set on him. If we can spread the fire a little bit more, we will be able to chunk him down a little bit quicker. But we are doing 500 hit points every second. And his rounds miss again. And just as we were confirming where the rounds went, we saw the enemy aircraft carrier on our port side all the way at the north side of the map. We can't really do anything about it right now. We are actively engaging a battleship that can kill us. Now, this is dangerous. Turning, showing your broadside, you need to time your enemy shots in order to perform this maneuver. Otherwise, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to AP at the waterline against a broadside. That's very dangerous. And one fire is stuck on the ship. He's put out the back fire. He'll probably put out the front fire again, just in the crew's ability to fight the fire. And we're taking more damage. Friendly finishes off the Nagato, which is okay. I'm not here for kills. I'm here for damage and winning. But you can see we're not really winning. We only have 3 ships left to the enemy's 7. This is dangerous. And first shot on the New Mexico, we set him on fire. And he's maneuvering away. My friendly cruiser is actively engaging torpedo bombers and dive bombers. I don't know his health, but I can imagine he's not having fun, because I wouldn't be having fun. I have a friendly battleship right next to me, so we want to try and kill the New Mexico. And the friendly battleship fires on the enemy New Mexico. He's taking fire too. Battleships are great for tanking the damage for your team, and the cruisers are the by far best choice for damage over time. And the New Mexico is slowly dropping in health. He has done very little damage to me, Probably hasn't done much damage to the friendly New Mexico because he's got a harsh angle. And we're really hoping to finish this guy off before he's able to get one more salvo off. And we adjust a little bit too much. Oh, he's only got 101 hit points. And it looks like the friendly's going to finish him off. No! Wow. That's a harsh angle. Those rounds made contact and they did no damage. So it's going to be the HE rounds that finish him off. He does get a salvo off. And my friendly has less than 50% health. This is very dangerous, clearly. We gotta get the Mayoko dead. The Mayoko is doing exactly what I'm doing to the New Mexico and the Mayoko, putting out tons of damage. Mayoko, fantastic rate of fire. The enemy aircraft carrier is trying to bomb me. I use my defensive fire. I have my fighter up. We're gonna try and wear down the aircraft carrier. So we know there's at least a enemy cruiser, obviously, because we're fighting it, and an enemy aircraft carrier in the northeast side of the map. There's probably an enemy aircraft carrier on the southeast side harassing me with his aircraft, and there's an enemy cruiser on the minimap right now at G5 trying to capture C. So we really, really, really need to destroy the Mayoko. It's imperative that we destroy the Mayoko, capture A, and are able to try and take out one of the aircraft carriers. It's a little ridiculous to have to deal with all this aircraft in the sky. They're not particularly high-level aircraft. I believe they're tier 6, but they're Japanese. They've got just a ton of squadrons. When you consider there's only 3 ships on my team. And oh no, an enemy Atlanta shows up. I immediately switch targets to the Atlanta. This guy can melt my battleship, and I look over and I see, oh gosh, he's already melted. He's barely alive. Friendly cruiser died to the enemy aircraft carrier. We need to kill this Atlanta. We have HE loaded, and what we would like to do is land enough rounds on the hull and the superstructure to damage his ability to destroy my friendly battleship. He's angling and maneuvering. He knows he has the advantage. The friendly battleship takes him out though, which is awesome. At least the battleship is still alive. We have enemy aircraft incoming, 3 torpedo bombers. We need to run away from them. I find it's very effective whenever you try and move away or move towards torpedo bombers. It gives less of your hull towards the torpedoes, and it allows you to maneuver outside of the way. Now we're taking fire from the Mayoko. Our friendly battleship appears to be the primary target for the enemy aircraft carrier. And we have an enemy destroyer deciding to fire on us. There's 5 minutes left in the game, and for the destroyer to be firing on us, he must feel the game is won. It's over. Well, my friend, not quite. We do straddle with our salvo, unfortunately. He pops smoke. And I see, just as I look over, I see I'm now by myself. The enemy aircraft carrier has successfully bombed the friendly battleship. And the game lets me know, lets all of you know, it's me versus 4 ships. Oh my god. Solo Warrior is on the table. Now, will I get it? We'll see. We have 2 aircraft carriers that are at opposite ends of the map. We have an enemy destroyer and an enemy cruiser. And here come the torpedo bombers. We have a fighter that was making them less accurate, so they miss with their torpedoes. We also have an enemy fighter squadron scouting our position. We want to really eliminate this guy quickly because he gives the destroyer and the cruiser an idea of our location. If the torpedo bomber wasn't there. The torpedo bomber's going to drop his bombs and then he's going to go off. Unless he's a really smart aircraft carrier and values scouting over the 1 to 2 minutes it'll take to bring it back to the aircraft carrier. And the Mayhem shows back up, he fires on us. We hear torpedoes in our rear. Thankfully, only one was put in the water and we're able to maneuver away from it. And we really just want to kill the stickers with our salvo. And, oh, barely alive. He's got 213 hit points. And we fire where we believe the ship will turn, and we take out stickers. We have the enemy Cleveland. We have 200 points to work with, and stickers sent out his torpedoes. That's okay. We're able to casually avoid them, and we want to get this Cleveland dead fast. He's angled a little bit, coming towards us. What we'd like to do is set him on fire and have him burn a little bit. He uses damage control after we set him on fire. He should be immune to that fire that just landed on his hull. And stickers sent out another set. So he's burning now. It must have landed slightly after the immunity wore off. It's much shorter for cruisers, something like 5 to 7 seconds, if that. And we earn Confederate, which means we are really good, or there were a lot of enemy ships left up for us to damage. I think it might be a little bit of column A and B. We have had to fight tooth and nail every single ship we've seen, but we're not out of this fight yet. We've got 100 points that we can work with. If we can kill this Cleveland, we can move on to the next ship. And we do have a ton coming towards us. I just don't have the time to really line up, and here they come. 3 sets of torpedoes in the water, crisscrossing all over. We're trying to maneuver. We avoid 1 set of torpedoes. Oh, we need to bring our butt back in a little bit, and we're able to barely maneuver. Oh my god, that was close. The 3rd set, we're able to just outrun it. Okay, we're still alive. Barely. We need to find the Cleveland and try and kill him. We don't have a lot of points to work with. We have 50 points to go. Where are you, Cleveland? I believe he was last seen around the islands. And just as I defeat the initial attack, we've got another attack from the other carrier because they're on both sides of my ship, just outside of vision. We're taking fire from the enemy Cleveland behind the island, and we see him. He's broadside. Perfect AP opportunity, but it's just not loaded. And we send out our front salvo. We switch to AP in response to seeing such a broadside Cleveland. We set him on fire. We do 2,400 points of damage. But it is not looking like we're going to get another shot on the enemy. We have 2 seconds left. And the game ends. So, 3 kills, Confederate. We held on till the bitter end. And we were able to shoot down 44 aircraft. We had a base XP of 1950 and a loss. I feel pretty good about my performance in that game. Over 100,000 points of damage. I hope you all enjoyed seeing this defeat. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.